Welcome everyone. My name is Diana Guerrero, and in this video I will explain what refers to the language teaching and language assessment. I will start with a few brief concepts and then I will give an explanation of the relationship that must exist between language teaching and language assessment for a good English language education. Let's start with language teaching. Language teaching is a process of engaging students in language use tasks in order to improve their language skills. Currently, in terms of learning processing, teaching methodologies are versatile. For example, it is very common that students have access to two forms of teaching, both from beginning to end and from end to beginning. That is, in this last starting from grammar, phonemes, etc. The way in which teachers should take responsibility for teaching should be conscious in a more natural way, integrating all forms of communication, writing, oral interaction, listening, development of literature, vocabulary and pronunciation, teaching strategies and styles. In addition, the technology can be an important tool when teaching, taking into account that the quality of interaction and feedback is decisive. The objective of language teaching is to concatenate the topics to be taught so that the students understand the content in a current way. On the other hand, we have the language assessment. When we refer to a language assessment, we can use the terms measurement and test, which essentially refer to the same activity. Evaluation is a process, not a discontinuous act. We are therefore talking about didactic monitoring observation and not control for the improvement and facilitation of progress the communicative domains, by which pertinent data are obtained to access progress domains, deficiencies or defects of an individual in specific field knowledge, and also to judge the effectiveness of methodology. For some time now, a series of transformations were happening both inside and outside the classroom. Despite the change in the educational field, knowing and understanding the teaching and learning process is important to build meaningful learning in students. An adequate teaching and learning process will help us to be able to correctly apply how to teach and how to evaluate the students. Next, we observe the relationship between language teaching and language assessment. Language teaching is recurrent, dynamic, and extensive, while language assessment is specific, static, and intensive. In language teaching, what happens in the classroom is evaluated, and how the student lives his teaching learning process. On the other hand, in the language evaluation, degrees of knowledge are evaluated, that is, learning outcomes. Teaching learning is focused on the process. It considers knowledge as part of a process. The instruments that can be used are observation and questionnaires, and as a result of this, we have the evaluation of the language that is focused on the product. It considers knowledge as an end. Resources such as exams and tests are used. In conclusion, the teaching and learning process is made up of four elements: the teacher, the student, the content, and the environmental variables. Finally, the method to measure whether this process is being effective is through language assessment. Below, I share the reference that I have used for this work. Thank you for your attention.